Welcome everybody to tonight's webinar. Tonight we're going to be presenting the entire webinars on photography and how photography can really hurt you or help you. So we're going to try to give you some tips. Ron Snaberger is going to present the first part of it. He's going to give you some tips on where to find some things and how to take some good pictures. And then I'm going to take the second half of the presentation and we're going to show you how to work with those pictures and display them in different ways on your website. So an outline here of what we'll cover is Ron's going to present tips for taking photos. Then I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways how you can create a photo gallery, how you insert pictures into your site. We're mainly dealing with the NextGen Gallery plugin in WordPress. If you have a WordPress website with me or taking a marketing, you're going to learn a lot tonight. It's going to make a lot of sense. If you don't, you're going to see how easy it is, and hopefully we'll show you some advantages of doing it this way over using other methods of building websites. So hopefully there will be something in this lesson for everybody. So right now I'm going to turn the presentation over to Ron and we'll let him go through some tips here.
Okay. I guess, are we all set, Russ?
We're there.
Okay, I have here beginning steps to photographing your art. This is going to be very basic. Some of you might have heard me mention some of this before, and we'll just get started here. Research and practice. In the same way you have to practice your engraving, carving, blasting, or airbrushing, you have to research, study, practice, and take lots of photos to learn how to take better pictures for your website or album. If you don't want to do that, then you can hire a photographer to photograph your work and pay him $50 to much more per item. Most of us are not in that position. There is no way to set up and photograph piece after piece. You should keep a photo log of each item: camera used, the position of the lighting, f-stops and shutter speed, if outside, time of day, season, weather conditions, light source and direction, filters used, reflectors used, and placement. Draw pictures, keep a photo journal. Then you can go back and recreate the photo with a new piece of art and be close to the proper conditions and use that as a starting point. Equipment you will need. I'm going to recommend a 5 megapixel digital camera, and most people are going to go digital, and get one that if you don't already have one, get your manual out and study it and learn how to use some of the manual settings. I'm hoping we can go into more of that at another time. You're definitely going to need a tripod. Back to the camera, you're also going to want to use that self-timer, and you're not going to want to use the on-camera flash. You want to turn that off. You're going to need lights and light stands. You're going to need background paper. Red, blue, black, and white is a good assortment. You're going to need material to set your art onto to photograph it: slate, tile, plexiglass, leather, placemats, glass, etc. I'm going to recommend a light tent. I found it works better than taking them pictures out in the open, because you're going to, especially if you're taking glass or metal, you're going to be blocking the reflections coming in from all over the place. You can do it out in the open. It just takes a little more practice. You're going to need some reflectors to add fill light. And what I mean by that is just maybe pieces of white foam board, white on one side, black on the other, cut into different sizes to bounce the light back into the piece you're photographing. And you're going to need some type of software to edit your images. I use Picasa, and it's basic, but it does a nice job to get you started. We're not going to get into that tonight because that could take a whole hour on its own, even with using Picasa. Now, here's what I started a couple years ago. I wanted to get a light box, and I didn't want to spend the money for a light tent. So I got on Google and I just typed in light boxes. And then I figured, well, I want to build it myself, so I put in DIY, do-it-yourself light boxes, and clicked the search button. And it brought up a whole list. Now the first, I don't know, 10 or 12, it's probably sites that paid to get on the top there. But if you scroll down, even today, you're going to see this site, Strobist, how to DIY $10 macro photo studio. Strobist is an excellent site for photography. The next thing I found was some places that had light tents where they used the framework built out of PCV, piping that they use in the plumbing industry. Click search again, and you come up with this one. If you scroll down, you're going to find it. Lightbox Light Tent Photo Gallery by Bill Hubert. He shows you step by step how to build a light tent out of PVC pipe and an old sheet. He gives you a cut list, what you're going to have to buy at Home Depot or Lowe's, the size to cut it. But you can vary though. You can build that box any size you want. If you're taking mainly pictures of gun stocks and guns, you're going to want to build it long so that you can fit the whole rifle in there. There's some sites on the web that I think are excellent. Now, EasyCube, it's a foldable light tent, but they have an excellent website where you can get training on there. You see here they have jewelry photography, glass photography, flower photography, background choices, hanging subjects in the EasyCube. It's step-by-step instructions on how to take photographs of what you want to photograph. Another site that I think is excellent. Don't overlook the camera manufacturers' websites. Get on them and check. Olympus has an excellent site, and they have a digital school. It's free. Click on Olympus, go to the digital school, and you see there where it says photo lessons. When you click on that, this is what you're going to see. There's a lot more than what I have that's showing there, but here you see one, shooting small products for web auctions. They have information on taking portraits. They have information on taking pictures of glass, coins, and it's excellent. Now back to that $10 light box. This was what I built. I went out in the garage, got a cardboard box on the sides that I covered with tracing paper, and I used the light that I used to engrave with. And you figure, okay, well that doesn't look like much. How can I get a picture out of that? Well, here's what you can do. The background is a piece of 20-pound cardstock. It had a little bit of texture in it, and that was taken with one light. It's not the best, but it's good enough for your website. Here's another bottle, same way, with that same background. Now, in this picture, it's a little different. Some of the websites you get onto, and as you're studying what you want to learn how to take pictures of, they're going to tell you, don't take pictures in the dark. Well, when somebody tells me don't, that just says to me, why? And I had to try it. So I took my light box, I put a piece of cardstock on the bottom, I took another piece and curved it around the back, and on our end table we have table lights. They're raised up pretty high, and I stuck it under there, and with a three-way bulb on high, an incandescent bulb, the light came in from the top. Now I changed the setting on my camera for the white balance for the incandescent bulb, and that is the picture taken in the dark with one light coming in from the top. Where can I find the information? I could give you many links to find information, but I feel if I show you and excuse me, but I feel if I show you and make you do the work, you will learn more. Let's start with the light tents. Typed into Google search. I got a list of the sites. I checked those and found a $10 light box. Then I saw some boxes made from PVC pipe and typed in DIY PVC light boxes. Found Bill Huber's article. Take those same search parameters and click images in Google. You will see photos of the light boxes, and you can click on the photo and it'll take you to a website. Okay, now go back to the original search and this time click videos. You will find YouTube or other videos on building or using light boxes. I think you see where this is going. Hours of research and tons of information. Go to camera manufacturers' websites for information. Most have tutorials and lessons for free, just as I showed you with Olympus and EasyCube. Now, Booker Preston has spent much time taking classes on photography and also classes on using Photoshop. Why? He keeps his art at his studio. He doesn't have to give it to a photographer to take away. He takes professional quality photos. He's saving money and also time. The money he saved by not hiring a photographer, he can put towards more equipment to take better photos. Take this same process for any questions or information you are seeking, and you will be amazed at what you will learn. I also want you to look at websites from the masters in this network. Look at the photos, the background, the lighting. What is the piece sitting on? The direction of the light, props in the photo, if any. Make it your goal to attain that same quality in your photos. You can do it. I started this research on taking better quality photos a couple years ago, and I have many hours of time invested. It's all part of building your business. What I'm going to do is ask you to email me your questions, what you want to learn about photographing your work, and next month I will do an hour presentation on those questions. And if I don't like the questions, I'll just do my own thing. My email address is rwoodwiz@gmail.com. Thank you for your time, and now I'm going to turn the rest of the time back to Russ.
Okay, thanks, Ron. There were some good tips there. Yeah, check out some of the master's websites. Darwin Dower at darwindower.com, and also at his blog, darwindower.com/blog. He has a lot of good photography tips, takes really good pictures of his stuff too. So let's see. Switch back here and wait till everybody's with me. Okay, the first things first. Now, once we've learned some tips on taking better photographs, one thing I can't stress enough is when you're taking a photo of a particular piece of artwork or a project for your website or brochure or really anything that you're using it for, get rid of the background noise. People send me pictures of, a glass mug in the foreground and a whole bunch of stuff in the background. It's okay to take shots of multiple items, for examples, to use in category pictures or something like that. But if you're focusing on a particular art piece, get rid of all the noise and the distractions, in the background. Let's focus on that piece. So get you a backdrop, something. Let's bring all the attention to that piece. It'll make it look a lot better on your website or in your marketing materials. So really quick, before we use anything on the web, we like to resize the photos. And before I get going too deep into this, I'm going to say I've covered a lot of this in past webinars, but I'm going to go through it all again just to have one specifically on photographs so we can go and watch it. If you want to learn anything on photographs and working with them on your website, this is the place to be, is to watch this webinar. So resizing photos for the web, 72 DPI dots per inch, that's the resolution. Most of the times when you pull a image off your camera, you're going to be in 300 DPI, 600 DPI, way higher. You won't be able to see any difference on the screen in a 72 DPI picture versus a 600 DPI picture if you're viewing it on the monitor. and on the web. All it's going to do is take way longer to load. So we like to get pictures to 72 dpi, 1,000 pixels or less width and height is what I recommend. You can go a little higher than 1,000 pictures if you really want a picture to zoom out, or you want to be able to zoom in on it and see a lot of detail. But it's just a general guideline. I use 1,000 pixels or less width and height and 72 dpi, and I resize most of my pictures, using Photoshop. Now, in past webinars, I've shown how to resize through email. You basically go to the pictures on your computer, select them, say to email it, and it'll resize them for you. You won't get to crop them or adjust them, but it will resize them for the web for quick loading. So make sure before you follow any of the steps we're going to cover tonight that you do resize your pictures first for the web. So you can see those past webinars and different tips on emailing pictures and resizing pictures at takingamarketing.com. And as I said before, if the resolution's too high or the image is too large, it will not upload correctly and the web page will just take too long to load. Once the picture is loaded on the screen, there won't be any difference, so you might as well have the picture load quick. Okay, the first way, there's different ways to display photos on your website, but the first way to display a photo is to insert the picture right into the web page or the blog post. So what that's doing is it's putting the photo on the web page where the text wraps around it, or the photo can be on its own line, but inserting, say, like a single photo on a web page. I use this method when I'm only going to put one picture on the page, or 1, 2, or 3, a small number of pictures. I put it right on the page instead of creating a photo gallery for that image. So the very first thing we're going to do when we're going to insert a photo into the page is we're coming in here to our WordPress dashboard. And again, this presentation we're going to go through from here on is dealing with the NextGen Gallery plugin in WordPress. So if you have a WordPress site, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you may struggle a little bit, but hopefully you'll learn and see how easy it is to work with if you do decide to go that route. So we're at the WordPress dashboard here, and this is Profitable Hobbies blog that I did this example in. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little arrow right here to expand posts, and I'm going to click Add New. So I'm going to do this creating a blog post and take you through the steps, but we could do it in a web page also. The only difference is I would go expand the little arrow next to Pages and say Add New Page. Everything else that I'm going to show you will be the same. So we're in our post now, and we could be in a web page again, but I put the title here, and I titled this post Sculpting the World's Most Delicate Surface. And then I put if you've seen any of the past webinars on the websites, you'll know that I put in a H1 tag right here at the beginning, and I just copied the title here for an H1 tag for search engines. So the next thing I'm going to do to insert my picture is I'm going to click on this little icon right here. Sorry about that. And I'm going to, that's the upload image button or insert image button. As soon as you click on that button, it opens this window that says add an image. And we can add image from a computer. If the image is already on the web, we do from URL. If it's already been uploaded to our media library, we're here. And we got some other options here too. But for this demonstration, we're going to select from computer. And we're going to use this button that says select files. A browser will then open asking you where to find the image on your computer. And you're going to browse to the folder that has the images. You're going to select the image that you want to upload, and you're going to click Open. As soon as that uploads, you'll see a little status bar up here that I wasn't able to capture, but it'll upload the picture and then open this, and you can title the picture. You can put in some alternate text for the picture, a caption, a description, and where you want the picture to link to. Duration is nothing to worry about. Alignment, there's none. Left, if you want the text to wrap around it to the right. Center, if you want text wrapping around it on both sides. Or right means text wraps to the left. The size of the image. Full size right here. You'll see this picture full size with 1,000 pixels by 366. If I want it to display full size, I'll check full size. If I want medium, I can check medium. And if I want a thumbnail, I can check thumbnail. I don't usually use the thumbnail because if you'll notice, a thumbnail displays 150 pixels by 150 pixels, which is square, and our picture is not in those, is not proportionate to those numbers. So I don't usually use thumbnails unless I'm dealing with a square picture. So I usually choose to display the picture larger, and then I'll show you in just a second how to adjust it for the page. The next option right here is enlargement, and that's checked by default to use the Viva Zoom effect. What that's going to do is that's going to allow our picture to zoom out to its original size, as long as the link here is set to link to the file URL. So what this is doing, this is telling the picture, whatever size you display it, to zoom out to the picture location here, which is the picture's original size. So when someone clicks on that picture, it's going to zoom out to the size you uploaded it. That's another reason why you want it sized about 1,000 pixels, so it'll zoom out and look good on their screen. The very last thing we're going to do is we're going to click Insert into Post, and that's going to put our picture into the post. Another thing you could do right there, this button might say Insert into Page if you're doing a web page. The same thing. So here's the settings that I chose for that particular thing. I put in a title, I put in alternate text, I chose the zoom button, I chose to center the image, and I chose to display it full size, and I clicked Insert into Post. Now this is what it looks like. So here's the picture that I uploaded. And this is too bad that Dr. Lou's not able to get in tonight, because I pulled up some pictures from the past here for him that I was just playing with this blog post, but I really found some old pictures from his beginnings here. So here's the tag, or the H1 tag I put in, and here's my picture. But if you notice, this image is too big. I only have about 600 pixels on my page to work with, and this was 1,000 pixels wide, this picture. So now the image is too big, so now we're going to go through how to adjust that image. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the image itself, and you're going to notice up here in the top left corner there's a little edit image button or a delete button. If I don't like the picture, I just delete it. If I want to edit the picture, I click on that edit icon right there. As soon as I click on the edit icon, it brings me back to the settings of that picture. And then I can choose to display the picture at 100%, 90, 80, 70, 60, and so I can shrink the picture back down. It's still set to link to the file its original size here in the link URL. However, I could change that link to another page on my site or my blog. I could change it to another website. I can put any web address in here, and that picture will link to that web address. But I'm going to leave it linking to itself in the original size so it zooms out when they click on it. So where I said the picture was too big for the page, we'd just display it about 70 or 60%, choose our alignment, and we'd say Update, and then it'll display it smaller. So now we're back at our post, and you'll notice that the picture fits on the page a lot better. So now it's going to zoom out to its original size, and now we're going to go in and add a border. To add a border to the picture, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to click on the picture, click on the edit icon at the top left, and when our screen opens to edit that picture and the settings of that picture, we're going to click on Advanced Settings at the top. We already fixed all this in the screen. If you do need to adjust the size again, notice now that we sized it down, we can go up in size or down in size till we get it to display just right. But for this, to add a border, we're going to go into the advanced settings. And then once in advanced settings, we're going to right here under image properties, we're going to put a border 2. So that's how many pixels thick you want your border. So I'm going to put 2, and I'm going to put vertical space 5 and 5. And I usually use a border of 1 or 2, and I use vertical space of 5 or 7 and horizontal of 5 or 7. Again, that's in pixels. So as you put different numbers in here, it'll write the style for you right here that's going to write to that page. So it's writing the code for you. So you insert the border width and the spacing, and then you click on Update. So for the post, I'm going to take you back to the post, and there's going to be more than one picture in it now, but I did that same process. I just went, I uploaded a picture, and I went in and set the settings for that picture. So now I'm back here at my post, and here's the second picture that I uploaded that you're seeing on the screen right now. Give it a second for everybody to get with us here. Some computers are lagging behind. So this was the second picture I uploaded. I uploaded it exactly the same way as I did the first. So now I'm going to click on the Insert Image button. And I want to show you something right here when I inserted the image. It's creating a gallery. It's keeping track of the images that we uploaded to this post. So you'll notice the gallery here has a 2 right behind it. That means we've uploaded 2 pictures to this post, and it's added it to our media library. So there's 2 pictures associated with this post. So depending on what plugins we're using for our website and how the website's working, some of you that have the carousels in your website might notice a picture being in there 2 or 3 times. Well, if it is, you need to click here on the gallery, and you need to go into that picture and delete the duplicates because you've uploaded the picture more than once. So if there's only 3 pictures that you want displayed on this post or this page, this gallery number should say 3. If it says more than that, then you have duplicates. But also by clicking on that gallery tab, you can see the pictures. It'll bring up a list of the pictures that are uploaded to that post and show you which ones are associated with that post, so you can delete them or add more or change it how you need to. So just a quick recap of that. I know that might have confused some people, but the gallery number is how many photos are associated with this page or post. And the media library tab is all the photos uploaded to this particular website. So if I've uploaded a picture in the past, I can choose Media Gallery and grab it from the Media Gallery instead of going and getting it from my computer again. So if I happen to be traveling or something else and don't have the pictures that I'm looking for on the computer that I have with me, I can always access past files that I've uploaded to my site through the Media Library. So what does this mean? It means you never have to upload a photo more than once. You can find the photos and display them in multiple places on your website over and over again without having to find them on your computer and upload them. Once you upload it to the media library, it's there. You can always find it again. There's many times where I'm doing blog posts on somebody's egg or something that they've engraved or their gun stock, and I come back and I want to show pictures of other gun stocks on the same post, and I can go into the media library and grab any pictures that I've uploaded in the past and display them on that post or page again. So when I click on Media Library, this is what I see for this site. You'll notice that the 2 pictures that I just uploaded are right here at the top. So they're in the order of pictures that I've uploaded to this site. Images for this site, there's 321 images. I can search right here. I can type a name into here and say search media and find a picture based on the title of the picture. So the media library contains all the pictures you've ever uploaded to this site. So you never have to upload them more than once. Okay, just a quick recap now. We're going to pause and just kind of summarize what we just covered. We just covered how to insert a picture into a blog post or a web page. And again, I use that technique when I'm only displaying 1 or 2 or 3 pictures, a small number of pictures where I don't want to display an entire gallery. So we covered how to insert the picture. We covered how to add the border, space around the image, the title, the link, etc. One of the things I skipped over is the title and the alt tag. And one of the things I wanted to cover is why do we add the title and the alt tag? Because search engines don't see images, they see the titles and the alt tags of the images. So describe your image, what it is, or in the title and the alt tags, so you'll rank in the search engine for those terms. And for browsers that don't display images, people need to know what those images are. So make sure you put in titles and alt tags. It's frustrating when you hover over a picture on somebody's website and it really doesn't look very professional when you hover over and it says Olympus digital camera or DSC 101050 or something, and that's just the file name off the camera because they haven't inserted a title and an alt tag. The alt tag is what you'll see when you just hover your mouse over an image on a website, and that's what the search engines will read. So make sure you insert titles and alt tags appropriate to your pictures. We also covered how to see the number of images associated with the page or a post and how to access the immediate library so we never have to upload an image more than one time. Now we're going to move on to creating an actual photo gallery. So that's just one way. So that's one way to display a photo in a blog post or a web page, is actually put it in the post and wrap text around it. It's part of the post. Now we're going to show something a little more complex, to where if we had an engraving or carving project and we wanted to show multiple pictures of the same item, we can create a photo gallery of those items and display the gallery in the post or the web page. So I use a photo gallery when I'm going to display multiple pictures of something, or I want to display a lot of pictures in a post or on a page. So we're back here at our WordPress dashboard, and we're going to expand gallery here, the little arrow, and we're going to say add gallery or images. And that's going to open up this screen, and it's going to asking us to name our new gallery. So right here in a box, it's a little hard to see in this screen capture, but we type in the name of our gallery and we click on add gallery. And as soon as we do that and add the gallery, we're going to get this message right here that says gallery. I named this gallery Older Egg Images. So gallery Older Egg Images successfully created. And our ID for this gallery is number 14. And you don't really have to do anything with it at that point. All we've done is we've created an empty gallery named Older Egg Images at this point. There's nothing inside it. We just named an empty gallery. Now, after we get this message saying we've created our gallery, I'm going to click on the upload images right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to upload some images into that gallery, so we have something in that gallery to show. So we're going to click on Browse. After we click on Upload Images, we click Browse. It's going to open up a window here where you're going to have to navigate to where the files are on your computer. So here's the folder we're in, and it's called Webinar 08-2510 is where I had these pictures stored. So I browsed to that folder. I held the Control key down and selected 5 of these pictures right here. And then I'm going to click Open. By holding the Control key down, I can select multiple images so I can upload more than one at a time. So I hold Control down, select all 5 of them images, and click Open. WordPress then gives me a list of the ones I'm going to upload. So here's 5 photos right here in this list. I'm going to upload. Next thing I'm going to do is click this little drop down arrow and choose a gallery to upload those pictures into. So I've got to do that by choosing that Older Egg Images gallery. So I have the files that I'm going to upload here. I choose the drop down here, select the gallery older egg images because that's the gallery I want these images into, and I click upload images. As WordPress is uploading the images to your web server, you're going to see the progress bar. So as it uploads each one, this orange bar will come across the screen and show you the progress, and then they'll start to disappear here in the list as each one of them are uploaded. So you'll get to see the pictures uploading to the site right there in the status bar. And you can upload a whole bunch of pictures at one time. You can import a whole folder using this feature, but most of the time we don't have to do that, but you could. So right here, I finally, it stopped and I don't have an orange bar across the top anymore. It says 5 pictures successfully added. So now what I've done is I've created a gallery called Older Egg Images, and it really doesn't matter what you name the gallery too much. I try to just name it something that I'll know or remember it by. But I named the gallery and then I uploaded 5 pictures that I had already resized for the web into that gallery. And it shows me right here that 5 pictures were successfully added. So now what I've done is I've created the gallery, I've put 5 pictures inside the gallery, but the gallery isn't showing anywhere. You know, it's not on my website yet. It exists in there, but I haven't, that's it. It's sitting in there and it's not displaying on any web page or anywhere anybody can see it. Oh, we got to go back here. So now next, I have some different options here on Manage Gallery. So I'm going to go into Manage Gallery, and that's going to open a list of all my galleries. So when I click on Manage Gallery, it's going to show me a list of all my galleries. So I have all these galleries in there. And here's the one we just created that says Older Egg Images, and over here on the right, you'll see that there's 5 images in that. And these are the number of images in each one of these galleries. So when you click on Manage Galleries, that's how you access each individual gallery. So then I'm going to click on Older Egg Images right down here, and it's going to actually take me into that gallery so I can see the pictures associated with that gallery. So as I'm in, I just clicked on Manage Gallery, I clicked on the Older Egg Images gallery, and it takes me to these 5 pictures that I just uploaded. Now once I get right here, that's where I want to enter the title and the text and the descriptions for each photo. And I can also enter some tags for the photos. So what I would recommend is you title the photo what it is, and then I usually just copy, or you could put a related, terms or something a little different in the alt tag here in the description. And then you could put in some tags like ostrich egg, egg art, egg carving, egg engraving, some tags which are just keywords that have something to do with what that image is. Again, the reason why you'd enter that is because search engines read that stuff. Once we enter the titles and the descriptions and the tags, we click Save Changes. So this slide just goes over really quick and just explains why we do that, again, because the search engines read the titles and tags and the descriptions. And remember, the changes you make to a gallery affect that gallery in every page or post that it appears in. A gallery is created in the gallery section, and then you call for the gallery in a web page or a post to show that gallery. So if we have that gallery displaying on 100 different websites or web pages, we make one change to the gallery, it's changed in all those places. So when you edit a gallery, say you go in and change the title of a picture, it's changed wherever that gallery is displayed. Now another thing we can do, I'm back under the Manage Galleries and I clicked on that Older Egg Images gallery, so we're back in this little photo gallery I created. Is like we can use the Sort Gallery button. So we're going to say Sort Gallery, and that's how I can change the order that the images appear in. As soon as I click on Sort Gallery, screen comes up here showing our images. It shows the title and the descriptions, or the title that I entered for them. And all we do is left click and drag and release the pictures to the order we want. And then we click on update sort order, and the pictures are in that order. So at this point we have our photo gallery, we have our title and descriptions and our tags entered. We got the photo gallery looking just like we want to with the pictures in order, and now we have to call for our gallery to appear somewhere on the website. So I went back to my original post. I went to the WordPress dashboard, clicked under posts, clicked on posts, and it showed the name of my post, and I clicked edit. So I'm back into the post I was originally working on. And what I do is I put the cursor where I want it. So I place the cursor right down here at the very bottom of this post where I want the gallery to appear. And then I'm going to click on this button right here. When I hover over the button, it tells me what that button does. And this button is the Add NextGen Gallery button. So we created our gallery over in the gallery section. Now we're at this post. We're going to click this button to insert the gallery or call for that gallery to appear in this post. So when I do that, when I click the button, I get this little pop-up box that says Gallery. Select Gallery, and from this arrow right here, I drop down a list, and it'll show me all the galleries. And there's 3 different options here on how I can display my galleries. I can display it as an image list, a slideshow, or image browser. We'll go over those in just a minute. So when I clicked on the drop-down arrow here, it shows me a list of all them galleries that I showed you under the Manage Gallery tab. And I can see my older egg images galleries right here. So I'm going to select that. So first thing I do is drop down the arrow, select the gallery I want, select from the Show As those 3 options I just said that are behind this. We're going to select the way we want to display it, and then we're going to click Insert. What that's going to do is that's going to insert a tag right here into our post or our page that just says NG Gallery ID equals 14. If you remember that gallery that I created, the ID of that gallery was number 14. So this tag is generated by us clicking that button. We didn't have to write this code. It wrote it for us by us just saying insert this gallery. So this blog post now is calling for this gallery to appear right here with the settings that we just chose. And by the way, I selected image list for this example, which is just the thumbnails. So this is what it looks like when we preview that post. And this isn't the whole post, but this is what the gallery looks like inside in that post. And it just shows the 5 pictures that I uploaded. And so they're displayed as thumbnails. And I can click on each one and they zoom out, and then I can go to the next one, the next one, the next one. So that's what the image list function does. So then I just repeated that same process. I went back to the blog post and I said insert another gallery, and I inserted the same gallery, number 14, and I put display as a slideshow. And then I put a line break, and then right under that I put insert gallery as an image browser, just so we could see how each of them look, just to show you the difference. So I got the same gallery appearing 3 times in that post right now, just in different ways. So the next thing I'm going to do is, after I've inserted those galleries, is I'm going to use the preview button. Now when I preview my post, I get to see exactly how the web page or the post is going to look before it ever goes live. So I can see all 3 of those, then I can go back and delete the 2 that I don't want, or edit it however I want it to look. So use the preview button often. So when I previewed it, I just took a screen capture of the image list, and that's the 5 thumbnails. So if you choose image list, you get thumbnails of the images in that gallery. If I do a slideshow, the slideshow displays each image in order, automatically changes to the next image. And under the gallery, there's some settings where you can change that. You can change the slide times and all that stuff. So if an image is clicked on, it goes to the next image, but if people do nothing, it just rotates through the images in a slideshow. And then when I select image browser, this is the third way I displayed the gallery on that page, it put the picture up, the very first one I put, as a large picture, the original size that I put it, and it gives me a back and next button where I can just go through. So that's a way of displaying the images, starting with the first image, and you can just go through next. And notice, engraving eggshells with high-speed engraving, it's showing our title for that picture under each one. If I click next and go to the next picture, it's going to display the title for the next picture. And you can see how many pictures are here by 1 of 5. One little tip when using the image browser is you got to make sure your images are sized correctly, or the image browser will want to run off the page. So make sure your images are sized smaller than your page width. In this case, I only had about 600 pixels of page width, so I had to resize some pictures down in order to make it view correctly. So those are the 3 different ways. You have the image list, the slideshow, and the image browser. 3 different ways of displaying your images, so you can mix that up, use them however you want. Or sometimes I even display them 2 different ways. Sometimes I'll have a slideshow in one area of the page, and then I'll have the thumbnails in another area, because you never know how viewers are, what they're going to click on, or what might appeal to them. And a slideshow only shows one picture on the page at a time, so sometimes they won't get to see the pictures they're interested in if you just use a slideshow or the image browser. Whereas thumbnails show a bunch of thumbnails on there, they might see something that catches their eye. So there could be times where you want to display the same gallery more than one time on the page. And I'm going to go over this one more time just so we're really clear on it. If I have this gallery displaying on this web page or in this blog post, and I go back to the Manage Gallery tab and I delete an image, it's gone everywhere that gallery is displayed. And if I add a new picture to it, that new picture is added every single place that gallery is appearing on the site. So we make all of our changes under the Gallery tab, and then we just call for that gallery code inside the web page or the web post, and that's a huge advantage over the way it used to be done with traditional websites. So what we just covered is we covered how to insert an image into a post, how to edit the image, how to create a photo gallery, different ways to display the gallery in a page or a post, and then managing galleries. That's inserting our titles, descriptions, etc. So we've covered all that. Now I'm going to take you through some other options really quick, and I don't do this a lot in webinars because sometimes it doesn't work right with as much information as we're streaming through the web. But I'm going to take you through some live options. This stuff was just too hard to get screen captures of. So now I'm going to take you through how to do a couple of things here. So give me just a second to switch over to the website, and then I'll bring you back here with me.
Russ, I kind of wonder how many of them, when they look at that handpiece on there, wonder what in the world that was.
I told them I dug up some stuff from the past there, some real old
Yeah,
real
that's
old
our
stuff.
very first handpiece made by ADI up in, or is it ADI? Yeah, up in Oregon. And it was good, but it didn't like it anyway.
Not by today's standards, I guess.
Not by today's standards, for sure.
Okay, so now here we are at the WordPress dashboard, and I'm in Edit Posts. So I went under Posts, clicked on Posts, and then I clicked on the name of this post. And I've changed the name a little bit. I changed the name to Sculpting the World's Most Delicate Surface, and then I added eggshells behind it. Are you with me, Tam, seeing this screen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, here we are. Wasn't showing me that everybody's with me. So I'm back here at the post, and all I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to click on Manage Gallery right here under Gallery. I'm going to come and I'm going to click on Manage Gallery. And again, like we went over just a minute ago in the presentation, it's going to bring up a list of all of my galleries right here. And I'm going to go into Older Egg Images Gallery, so I'm going to click on that. And now it's going to bring me to the page that shows me all of the images that are inside that gallery. And there's just 5 of them. You're probably sick of seeing them by now. But we hover over the name of the picture and it gives us some options right here to view the image. So we can click view and view it. We can click on meta and that's just going to basically show us the size of our picture. We can edit the thumbnail. We can rotate the image or we can delete the image. So right there is how you would delete an image, or we could rotate it and it would just flip it, and we could rotate it 2 or 3 times to get it to display correctly. Or editing the thumbnail is kind of a neat feature. We can click edit thumb. And again, if you have this picture edit or displaying in multiple places on the website and you edit the thumbnail, it's going to change in all those places. So it's giving me a cursor here and I just click and drag and select the thumbnail and put the window right where I want it. So I make my own thumbnail. So if something's getting cut off in the thumbnail, this is how you move it. And then you click on update right here. And you got to watch it. And it says thumbnail updated right there in red. And that's it. The thumbnail's been changed to that area you selected. And then just close that window. And you'll notice the thumbnail was changed to whatever I selected. So hover over the title of a picture. You can view the picture. You can view the meta of the picture, which is just the size. You can edit the thumbnail. You can rotate or delete that picture. Also here again, if you forgot to enter title, alt tags, or other tags, you can enter those here. And then don't forget to click Save Changes when you're done.
Russell, you're talking about us being bored. You forget we're all carvers here. This isn't boring to see all this.
Well, maybe
Number
learning how to do
406.
this, but maybe I chose some good pictures to keep everybody interested. So
Yes, you did. Number 406 was, you remember Brad Ward? His mother did that egg, and it's exquisite. Brenda Ward did 406. You need to pull that up so everybody can see it closer. I know I'm right in the middle of your
by
presentation.
Brenda Ward.
Sorry.
I didn't know whose name to put on that.
Yeah, she did the most amazing.
So see, I just added that to the title and the description right there. I said egg art engraving image by Brenda Ward, and then I click on Save Changes, and that'll save that title to everywhere that picture displays in that gallery on the website. It was just updated everywhere that image appears. So now we're going to go into a couple other things. Under Gallery, we got Options. And we're not going to deal with some of this other stuff. You'll hardly ever use that. But these are 2 things, Manage Gallery and Options, that you will use. So I'm going to click on Options. And we got the thumbnails. And I can set the thumbnails to whatever size. So if I got thumbnails displaying on my site and I want them to display larger or smaller, I can change their dimensions right here. So if I wanted to change the thumbnails to display 200 pixels by 200, make them bigger, I could do that. I always leave the thumbnail quality to 100% there. It doesn't seem to change much. And then no portrait thumbnails. I leave this checked to ignore the aspect ratio, so it makes all your thumbnails square. But one thing is when you upload the images, it creates the thumbnails to whatever this setting is. So if you change this, you'll note this text right here that says, please note if you change the settings, you need to recreate the thumbnails under Manage Gallery. So if I change this page and I went 150 by 150, I could click Save Changes. And that's going to make my thumbnails a little bit larger. But then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to come under here under Manage Gallery, click on which image I want the thumbnail size to change, which gallery. So I'm going to click on this older egg image again. I'm going to click on this checkbox here, which is going to select all the images. There's a drop-down box here that says Create New Thumbnails. I'm going to select that. So for these 5 images selected, I'm creating new thumbnails, and I'm going to click Apply. Now it comes up and says the width and the height that it's going to make the thumbnails is 150 by 150. And that's what I selected in my settings. And again, I'm going to leave this box checked and click OK. And that's going to go through and it's going to create new thumbnails. You'll see the orange bar going here across the top, creating new thumbnails to a different size to the dimensions I chose. So everywhere that gallery appears on the site, my thumbnails just went from 135 pixels to 150 pixels in size to display them a little bit larger.
Can you really see the difference, Russ, from just that pixel?
Yeah, let's go into our post right here and I'll show you. Operation successful. It says please clear your browser cache. So, but that image.
This is really cool to watch you do this. You know that?
So here I went into posts. Under posts, I'm going to click on the title of the post. That's going to take me into that post to edit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to preview the post. And this is what my post looks like. And I'm going to scroll down and here's my thumbnails. And you'll see they are a little bit larger. And again, this is the first gallery displaying as an image list. And then we got the slideshow below it. So when I click on one of the pictures here, the thumbnail's larger now. So you'll just have to decide how big you want your thumbnail. Some people display them large, some people display it small, so there's more on the page. That's just up to you guys. And then when you click on the thumbnail, they zoom out larger. And then we can click on the arrows below the picture and go through the different images in that gallery. There's an old one. 1981.
Yeah. I didn't recognize it as being, now look at that. Is that not exquisite?
So anyways, what we just went over is we just went over how to change the size of the thumbnail. Now we're going to go back. We're back at our post now. You should catch up with me in just a second. Back at our post.
It's changing really good.
And then I'm going to come under options again, under gallery to options. And we're going to go in. We have different options. Here's where we set the size of the thumbnails. Then we have our images. This is where we'd set the size of our images. Under gallery, we got a bunch of different options for our gallery. It doesn't hurt anything to change one of these options, say save, go and preview your page, see what it did if you're not sure, and get it the way you like it, because you can always come back here and change it back. Effects, I always leave this on shutter because a lot of the little features don't work if you change that, but there's some different options. You can do thick box, light box, but shutter seems to work the best. You can insert a watermark into your photos here so it protects your photos. I don't do too much of that right now because I usually embed them right in the photos when I do them. But the slideshow settings, if you want to do a slideshow, this is where you'd change the settings. And the slideshow is kind of an add-on plugin. We got to actually install it on your site so you can do that. So it won't be working right out of the box, but if you want that, get a hold of me and we'll hook you up with that. But the default size of the slideshow is here. And Sharon Gilmore, I think she's here. She knows exactly what I'm talking about here. Shuffle mode means the pictures are going to appear randomly in no particular order. So if you want the pictures to appear in a particular order that you've ordered them, you need to uncheck shuffle mode. Show next image on click. So you can decide if people want to go through the pictures faster if they can. You can show a navigation bar, which will just show some information along the bottom of the picture. You can show the light loading icon as it switches to the next picture. This is if your pictures are smaller, then you display your slideshow. If you want it to stretch, fine, then put true. If you want it to leave them the same size as they are original, put false. Duration time is set on 3 seconds. Transition, fade. You got all these different transitions between slides. You can use a slow zooming effect. You can set the background color to match. And so those are some options there, and I'll show you how it works here with Sharon Gilmore's site. We just set her up this real estate site, and this is the slideshow that she created here. She didn't even know she was going to be a star tonight showing this slideshow, but I'm hoping this all comes through. There's some movement on the screen, so I'm hoping it all comes through, that you guys can see it through the webinar. But what she's doing is she's featuring a home of the month on this site, and she's ordered the picture in the way she wants it, and then she's showing a slideshow of different pictures inside the home to feature that home of the month. Can you see that changing okay, Tam?
It's working really good, Russ. It's beautiful. This is cool.
So she's created that slideshow, and she made the background match. She put her text, and she put obviously the transitions that she has between the photos is set to random, because you notice one fades to the next, and then maybe some bubbles come up, or one sweeps, and there's just a bunch of different transitions that it's using to go through the slideshow.
Do you have to change it on each photograph? Like that one's fading from top to bottom?
No, what she's done is she's just left it right here to see this box that says transition fade effect. She set that to random.
Oh, okay.
So it just does it random. I had this one just set to fade. So you can set it to whatever you want for that slideshow. She set the background color to match her site. You have the text and the buttons, the rollover if you have some text in there, and the screen color, and then you can even put it in background music if you wanted. You'd have to have the URL of the music, which is the location on the web of the music, but you could put in a website the location of the music file right there, and it would play that background music. So you can make the changes to your slideshow, adjust the size of the slideshow, and click Save Changes right there. Now, really quick, I'm going to show you how to add an image to an existing gallery. It's real easy, and some of you, by what we've gone through, probably already know it, but I'm going to go into Add Gallery and Images right here. So right here we could add a new gallery by typing in this box right here if we wanted to, but all I'm going to do is upload images. So I'm going to upload images here. So I just clicked on Browse, and I'm going to grab the image, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this egg right here, select it, and I'm going to say Open. And remember how I told you it would list the image right here that it's going to upload, but I need to choose a gallery to put it into, so I'm going to put it in this Older Egg Images gallery. And I'm going to click on Upload, and you'll get to see it upload in real time. It says 100%. And then give it just a second, because now it creates the thumbnail. It uploads the picture original size, and then it goes and creates the thumbnails. So one mistake people make is they select 10 or 20 different photos to upload. It goes through and uploads those photos, and then they switch to a page or stop it, and it hasn't created the thumbnails for those pictures yet. So it'll go through every picture, upload the pictures the size that you've uploaded them, and if it's taken forever, then you don't have them sized right for the web. But you've seen how fast that picture uploaded. That picture was just added everywhere that gallery was. So if I go back here to my blog post, and I see my gallery here with the original 5 pictures, and if I refresh that page, now there's 6. So everywhere I called for that gallery, I just added that new photo to on the site by just adding it right there. Now, one problem with it is if we click on that egg, it says Brook Egg 2. And if we hover over it, you know, that's what it, because I haven't entered a title or a description or anything for that. So I'm going to come back here. I uploaded the picture. Now I'm going to go into Manage Gallery. And I'm going to click on Older Egg Images. And here's Brook Egg 2 right here. And I'm going to enter...
Her name is Brooke Lemunyon.
I'm going to enter Brooke Lemunyon Ostrich Eggshell Carving. as that, and I'm going to put in a couple of tags here that just like ostrich egg art, egg engraving art, eggshell art, something like that, some terms that I might want to rank in the search engines for that photo. And I'm going to click on Save Changes. Now if we come back here to our post, previewing our post again and refresh the page, now when I hover over it, it says Brooklyn Onion Ostrich Eggshell Carving. So that just changed the title and the alt tag everywhere that I have that gallery is displaying on the site. So that's how we add an image to it. Now if we wanted to delete an image from the site, say we took a better picture, we'd upload our better picture to the site, and we could, if we wanted to delete one that wasn't so good, we just hover over the name and click on the red delete, and it's gone everywhere that gallery is displayed. So one more example really quick. I ran across something I just had to add. So one more time I'm going to go over add an image. We click on add gallery or images. We click on upload images. And then we're going to click on sorry, I don't think I had you with me. I clicked on add gallery or images. And then we clicked on upload images. And then we're going to click on browse, and then I ran across one of Jim Sign's knives here, so I'm going to upload his knife. So I'm going to click on the picture here and say open, and this time I'm not going to upload it to the older egg images. I want this one uploaded to the metal gallery, and I'm going to click on upload images. So doing that same process, I can upload any photos from my computer to any gallery just by selecting the gallery from the drop-down menu. So here it says one picture successfully added, and then I can go into manage gallery, go into the metal gallery, and then I'll find my knife here that I just uploaded for Jim Sig, which was, oh, where did
It's
it
right
go?
there. It's 249.
It's this one right here, the one I just did.
Yeah, that one, 209.
Yeah,
I mean,
409. Yep, so I put in my title and my description and click Save Changes. Then if I come back to the site, and if I go under Photo Galleries and go under Metal Engraving Gallery, there it is, right? No. It's on the second page.
It.
This one.
Oh, yeah, same one.
Looks like we got the wrong name on it then. Unless Van did one the same, because I got it under Van Tishner. But anyways, you can see
it is the Jim Sig.
I uploaded a knife to the metal gallery the same way, an image the same way. And everywhere the metal gallery is displayed on the site, that picture's changed. Oh, we got it back here. Okay, so I hope you've seen by this demonstration that adding to your own website is a step-by-step process. We teach people how to, by video demonstration and these webinars and just watching a video step-by-step, it's real easy to learn how to edit a web page, edit photos, manage your own galleries, and the advantages of being able to add stuff in real time, within minutes to your own website are just huge. If you've had it done any other way, you know what I'm talking about. The other advantage is being built on an RSS platform and being able to change those photo galleries in multiple places with one step is also a huge advantage. So if you have any questions, email me at contact@takeinamarketing.com, or for more info, visit takeinamarketing.com.